Live from Eagle Field in Georgetown, SHN Sports presentation of Georgetown High School baseball is on the air. Tonight, a battle of two undefeated district champions as we round out the regular season. The Rouse Raiders come calling to face the Georgetown Eagles here in Georgetown, Texas this evening. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. Brad Tillery here along with you tonight. And next to me over here, Mr. Michael Francis. Michael, welcome in. I know you are normally doing Rouse games, so a chance to kind of see a little bit of the other side of how things work tonight.
Yeah, I always look forward to coming and doing Georgetown games when I've had the opportunity to work several football games in the football season. So back for tonight's action and looking forward to a great game between these two great clubs.
Should be a great game tonight. Rouse comes in, the champions of District 17 5A, ranked number 19 in the state. They're 19-8 overall, 12-0 in the district. Georgetown, on the other hand, the number one ranked team in the state of Texas, 18 5A champion, 28-2, 12-0 overall this year, Michael.
Yeah, it's outstanding, both teams, and how they mirrored each other going through their respective districts. They both greatly outscored their opposition throughout the district and handily took care of business to secure the number one seed going into the playoffs.
And a potential playoff preview here tonight as well. These two teams could meet in round number 3 if they both make it that far.
Yes, they could. Yes, they could. So it'll be interesting to see how both these squads fare out going through the playoffs.
Well, the lineups have been exchanged at the plate. A rare four-man crew for high school baseball tonight.
It's not even a playoff game.
On the umpires getting some extra work in as these two teams will play 2 games tonight and tomorrow, one apiece. This game was originally scheduled to be played in Leander at Rouse tonight. However, the rain that came through yesterday on the natural grass field over there, a little concern about would it hold up, would it not. So actually last night the teams decided to flip where they play this evening, considering that Georgetown has a turf field, a little bit easier to get ready as the rain just kind of falls off the field in that respect. It is a beautiful early evening here in Georgetown. Not a cloud in the sky. The wind blowing across the diamond just a little bit. It is a bit steamy after that rain came through yesterday too, Michael, and the teams being introduced. Their lineup for Rouse has just been read. Let's read it to you as well. The Rouse Raiders, number 19 in the state, 17 5A champions, a 19-8 record, 12-0 in the district. The right fielder, Dalton Porter. The Texas commit will lead it off. Batting second, it's the second baseman, Dylan Lewis. In the 3 spot, the shortstop, Connor Burnett. Cleaning up the designated hitter, Lance Little. Batting fifth is the third baseman, Isaac Upchurch. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Kane Adamas. Batting seventh, it's the first baseman, Hayden Asbury. In the 8 hole, the catcher, Andrew Garcia. And batting ninth, the left fielder, Robert Mount. The starting pitcher for Rouse is Matt Garcia. And, I said Burnett. It is Bennett, Connor Bennett. I had it written down wrong on my scorecard. For the Georgetown Eagles, the starting lineup shapes up like this. They're number 1 in the state, 18 5A champions, 28-2 overall, 12-0 in district play. The third baseman, Jeffrey David, leads it off. Batting second, it's the backstop, Wyatt Childress. The shortstop, Cole Posey, hits third. The left fielder, Ty Tilson, will bat cleanup. First baseman is Jackson Siosin. He bats fifth. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Noah Thompson. The designated hitter in the 7th spot is Wesley Dixon. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Grant Wood. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Landon Broad. The starting pitcher tonight for Georgetown is Jack Brindley. We're going to step aside as we have the national anthem coming your way. When we come back, first pitch tonight between the two district champions. This is SHN Sports. Well, the anthem has been played, and we are set for baseball here this afternoon and early evening. Brad Tillery, Michael Francis here with you on the broadcast. Dave England over here working the board for us tonight. And Miss Miki Holden down here working as well on the camera in the crowd for us to give you all the great looks coming your way via SHNSports.com. It is the penultimate game of the regular season for both of these clubs. They'll finish it up tomorrow in Leander at Rouse High School. And then we'll be in playoff time. And, Michael, you got to think these two teams, two of the favorites kind of coming out of this area to potentially be playing in Round Rock in about a month or so.
It'd be exciting to make it that far. It's tough to make it through the state playoffs. Once you get there and you get usually past the first 2 weeks, then everybody that's in there, they're good teams, and any one of them can win on any given day.
But always a good option if you do make it, especially being from Central Texas, being at the championships. Really just down the road.
Just down the road.
Nice little home game. You get to sleep in your own beds, get the home crowd behind you. Really easy for folks to get there, and would be a great treat to see one of these two teams there. Unfortunately, they both can't make it because, like we said, they are potentially round 3 opponents. Let's run you down the lineup again for Rouse real quick as Jack Brinley finishes his warm-up tosses. The right fielder, Dalton Porter, leads it off, batting second. Second baseman, Dylan Lewis. The shortstop, Connor Bennett, bats third. The designated hitter, Lance Little, in the 4 spot. Playing the hot corner, batting fifth, is Isaac Upchurch. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Kane Adamas. The 7 hole sees the first baseman, Hayden Asbury. Batting eighth, the catcher, Andrew Garcia. And batting ninth, it's the left fielder, Robert Mount. And they will face Jack Brinley, the right-handed hurler out there for the Georgetown Eagles. The defense behind Brinley shapes up like this today. From left to right in the outfield, it's Ty Tilson, Landon Broad, and Noah Thompson. At third base, Jeffrey David, the shortstop, Cole Posey. At second base, Grant Wood, the first baseman, Jackson Siosin. And behind the plate, it is Wyatt Childress. Shadows beginning to fall over the left field line. Out towards right as we are about set and underway here this afternoon. As Jack Brinley goes up into the wind. First pitch, and it's taken just off the plate for ball 1.
You know, interesting, Brad, they're playing the shift to right with Dalton Porter in a huge gap in left center.
Yeah, Landon Broad playing way over towards that 385 side in right center. That's popped out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 323 down the lines here at Georgetown. 385 to the left and right center field gaps, but kind of deep right and left center. The wall actually gradually gets higher as you get towards center field. 1-1. Inside, spinning out of the way, Porter, as the Texas commit takes it for a 2 ball, 1 strike count. The Eagles going with the white and blue jerseys, the word Eagles written across the chest in blue, with the blue ball caps and blue bills. That one hit in the air towards right center, breaking out, Landon Broad. That ball's got some carry to it, but Broad's under. He'll make the grab. And there's 1 down in the inning. Dylan Lewis due up now. Lewis strolls up to the right-hand batter's box as the Rouse Raiders are in the road burgundy jerseys with the black writing trimmed out in, I believe that's a gold if I'm not mistaken, with the white pants, white ball caps, and burgundy bills. First pitch is inside as Dylan Lewis jackknifes out of the way. There's ball 1. Broad still shading over towards that right center field gap with a righty-on-righty matchup. That one taken for a called strike. 1-1. And what that might tell you is how they're going to pitch both of these teams. With a right-handed pitcher on the mound, attack inside against left-handed bats, go outside against the righties.
Right.
1-1, sliced out of play down the right side, a ball and 2 strikes.
Interesting to see through district play, Rouse faced a bevy of lefty pitchers facing their opposition.
Peering over the glove is Jack Brinley. Now just to his side, working from the middle of the slab. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss at a high fastball. And there's quickly 2 down.
Brings up shortstop Connor Bennett.
Connor Bennett due up now for Rouse. This Raider team, they were good last year, but vastly improved this year.
Bennett's been really hot at the plate. His batting average right now is extremely good.
Lays the bat over the right shoulder, does Bennett, and checks his swing and one upstairs for ball 1. Georgetown Eagle football complex sits beyond the left field wall. 1-0 here. Inside, Bennett jumps out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes. Mentioned it's an all-turf field here in Georgetown. You're seeing more and more of this throughout high school and college baseball. There's 2-0, popped right back out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Even down at Dish Falk Field downtown, it is an all-turf ballpark.
It is.
The outfield, being informed the outfield's actually grass. That one popped up out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The infield I know is turf because I walked it. It's a little interesting, though, because you can't, hitters are so used to digging into the dirt. You can't really do that now.
Not in the turf, that's for sure.
2 away, a 2 ball, 2 strike count to Bennett. There's a called strike 3, got him with a changeup at the knees. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jack Brentley will sit the Raiders down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on for Rouse. And we're going to stay right here in between the inning here on the first inning of play. We'll take breaks after this, but we want to make sure we run down the lineup for you one more time for the Georgetown Eagles, the number 1 ranked team in the state. They are the 18 5A champions with a 12-0 district record, 28-2 overall. The third baseman, Jeffrey David, will lead it off. Batting second, it's the catcher, Wyatt Childress. The 3 spots, he's the shortstop, Cole Posey. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Ty Tilson. The 5 hole, the first baseman, Jackson Seosin. The 6th spot, the right fielder, Noah Thompson. Batting 7th, the designated hitter, Wesley Dixon. Batting 8th, the second baseman, Grant Wood. And batting 9th, it's the center fielder, Landon Broad. They will all face the right-hander, Matt Garcia, who is, as you said earlier, getting his first crack on the mound this season. We did talk to Coach Crampine for the Rouse Raiders earlier today. He said he might play a few guys who normally don't get as much playing time, and we're seeing that in the lineup tonight for Rouse. The lineup behind Garcia, I should say the defense behind Garcia, sets up like this. It's Robert Mount in left, Kane Adamas patrols center, and Dalton Porter is out and right. Isaac Upchurch over at third base, the shortstop, Connor Bennett. At second base, it is Dylan Lewis. At first, Hayden Asbury, and completing the battery, Andrew Garcia. I got to ask, partner, are they brothers?
They are.
There you go.
They're twins. They are twin brothers. Both of them seniors.
So you wouldn't think there's too much shaking off on signs going here. You would hope not, anyway.
You would hope not. For sure. So Rouse given the opportunity for, as you mentioned, several to play. So first and third are guys that normally don't get the opportunity.
Jeffrey David's going to stroll to the plate here and lead off for Georgetown, hitting from the right side. A breaking ball to start the action for Matt Garcia, missed upstairs for ball 1. David, a senior. This Georgetown team, a very, very talented ball club. The 1-0. Fastball grounded left side, right at the third baseman, Upchurch. He'll field and throw to first. That's in time. Quickly 1 away on 2 pitches. Wyatt Childress due up now. As the catcher will also hit from the right-hand batter's box. The other thing that turf does, especially on the infield, balls get on you a little faster than maybe you're used to if you're not used to playing on this kind of surface.
Right, and a lot of times Rouse is not accustomed to playing on a turf surface.
That's outside for ball 1. Interesting concept tonight because had we been playing in Leander with the wet dirt or the wet grass still kind of, I live not too far from there, and, it's still wet over there right now. The 1-0 is downstairs for ball 2. My backyard today was steamy.
So it'll be interesting to see. The important thing for Garcia is to put the ball in play. He's not going to overpower any batters with his fastball.
It's a 2-0 count to Childress. Garcia has that one lined right back up the middle for a base hit. So Wyatt Childress with a sharp single through the box for the first hit of the ball game. Here comes Cole Posey. Posey hitting from the right side. With a man over at first base in Wyatt Childress. Sorry, I had to turn down the crowd mic a little bit, folks. We got speakers right above us. From the stretch, Garcia works for the first time today. Comes home with it. And the breaking ball gets through the wickets of Andrew Garcia and up to second base goes Wyatt Childress. We will call that a wild pitch, although that could be debatable.
That's going to be a pass ball.
He never got his glove on it, though.
But it was a routine type pitch, so he should have been able to make that block.
Runner at second, the 1-0 count. Pitch called for a strike, 1-1. From the stretch. Runner goes. That one taken inside for a called strike, but it's a steal for Wyatt Childress as he moves up 90 feet. So a runner now at third base for Georgetown, and a 1-2 count on Cole Posey here. As Matt Garcia continues to work from the stretch. Posey going to try to just put one in play, especially to the right side if he can. That one's popped up out of play.
Well, the thing about this talented Georgetown club is any mistake you make, they're going to jump on it and take advantage of it. You can't afford to make mistakes against this ball club.
And this is a club that just a few weeks ago went over to Lake Travis and beat a
7-2.
Very solid 6A baseball team. Garcia sent at the shoulder. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball popped up in the infield. Not going to be deep enough to score the runner. As Bennett trots back a couple of steps. He'll make the catch right where the fake dirt meets the grass. And there are two down.
The thing about playing on this turf is, and not being familiar with it, are the hops that come off the turf, which can really play to your advantage on a team that has the home field like this. So
it's not the old school AstroTurf that you know I grew up watching, where you'd see them at places like Cincinnati or Pittsburgh back in the day, where it was literally just a rug on concrete. It's the rubberized turf that has become prevalent, especially in college football, as that is called for a strike. And pro stadiums too, dome stadiums have them a lot.
That field turf.
Yeah, if you watch football and you ever see the replay of the pellets coming up when they're dragging a foot, that's what we're playing on today. They're basically little pieces of rubber in the ground. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball lines sharply at the shortstop, Bennett. He'll field it, make a strong throw to first. It's in time. Good play there by Connor Bennett. And that will retire the side as Georgetown leaves a man 90 feet from home. No runs on one hit. There were no errors and a man left on. We're through one inning of play, no score between Rouse and Georgetown. This is SHN Sports. Let's go. Oh, sorry. Hey, everybody. We are back for the second inning of action. Didn't realize my mic was hot, as there is no score between Rouse and Georgetown. Welcome to live broadcasting, everybody. Glad to have you along. Folks, I know some of you are watching along and listening along, rather, on YouTube on SHN Sports. Please feel free to comment, ask questions. We'll try to answer them as much as possible, as our man Dave England over here is monitoring the feed. So if he sees a question come in, I'll have him yell it at me. The middle of the order due up for Rouse as Lance Little strolls to the plate to face Jack Brindley, and the first pitch is called for a strike at the knees. Started 0-1. Rob Hipp, joining in tonight. He is, of course, the voice of the Georgetown Eagles, and he is out of town tonight, getting ready for some more SHN broadcasts coming up this weekend, as that is hit in the air well to right center field. Landon Broad racing back on it. He will make room and make the catch. One down in the inning. A couple of hard hit balls off of Brindley early, though, back into center field. Here's Isaac Upchurch, third baseman.
That's one thing about Rouse. They bring a lot of aggressiveness at the plate. You don't see them take a whole lot of pitches. They'll foul a bunch off a lot of times and put it into play. So
the pitch, fastball inside as Brindley jackknifes out of the way for ball one. Good crowd on hand tonight, especially for a Thursday evening. The place is nearly full. 1-0. Popped up out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind has died down since I arrived about an hour and a half ago. Here comes the 1-1 pitch upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Got here a little bit of a while, about 5:30, 5:45. The wind was really whipping across the diamond out towards right field. And if you look at the flags in dead center now, they're pretty stiff as far as laying flat, I should say. That's way upstairs and actually clipped him. So Isaac Upchurch will head up to first base, and Rouse has their first base runner of the evening.
With 1 down, the center fielder, Kane Adamas.
Kane Adamas due up next. Third baseman David playing right even with the bag for Georgetown. Throw back to first base and safely there is Upchurch. But good point being made over here by Mr. England, which is Jackson Seosin, the first baseman for Georgetown, has the sun right in his eyes as he's staring over, holding the runner. Pitch inside. Ooh, that's 4 pitches in the inning, and 3 of them have either hit a batter or come very, very close to hitting a batter.
He's pitched inside. He's trying to back the Raiders off. Raiders playing close to the line.
Catcher Childress out to have a word with his hurler. Adamas back in as Brindley twirls the ball behind his back, working from the first base side of the slab. Comes set at the letters and the pitch. Again inside. That one missed upstairs as well. 2 balls, no strikes to Kane Adamas. Spells his name Kayne. 2-0 popped up right behind the press box and out of play. Glad to park my car far enough away.
Right.
You come to, high school stadiums, you actually have to think about that. How far away are you going to park your car? Because if you get front row parking, you are asking for a windshield to be broken.
Yes, you are.
Throw over to first base and in safely is Upchurch. Okay, so I've been doing some games for some baseball this year down at St. Edwards at times on the weekends when I've had a little time to go do it, as the 2-1 is upstairs for ball 3. Calling a game. And there's a road right by the first base line in St. Edwards that runs through the campus, as we have a meeting at the mound now. And a foul ball got hit. Somebody was just cruising through in their car. Front windshield completely taken out.
Oh, my
Foul ball hit them right at the perfect time as they were driving through. It's the second time I have seen someone's windshield taken out at a college baseball game.
Right.
The other was back in Montgomery, Alabama, my hometown. I was doing a Division III game. There's a stop sign behind the right field wall. Somebody was stopped. And there's no net or anything behind the right field wall at this college. Perfect timing for a home run. Took out the passenger side window.
Oh, my goodness. That would definitely be scary.
It's a 3-1 count to Kane Adamas with a runner at first and 1 away. Here's the pitch. That is downstairs. There's ball 4. So Rouse has 2 men on without the benefit of a hit.
That was a pretty good-looking pitch. Trying to work that outside corner and keeping it low, but he just didn't get the call.
Just missed under the knees there. So Hayden Asbury strolls to the plate as Rouse has their first base runner in scoring position today. 2 men on, 1 away. Infield will play back, looking for a 2-ball if they can get it. Spinning off the mound and faking a throw into second is Brenly. Cole Posey, the shortstop, a little late getting back behind the runner, but just trying to hold up Church there if they can. Asbury waits, and that's called for a strike. 0-1 to Brinley. That was almost in the same spot as the last pitch.
Almost.
Rouse still looking for their first base hit of the ball game. They went down in order in the first. In fact, the first 4 batters faced by Brinley were retired for a hit batsman and a walk here in the second inning. The 0-1. Grounded right side. That'll sneak through. Nope, stopped by the first baseman, Siosin. He'll go to second for 1. No relay. Quick throw back to third to try to catch the runner sleeping over there. Doesn't get him. So it's a fielder's choice as Siosin goes 3-6 on the putout. And there are 2 down with runners at the corners. Thought for a second that was going to sneak through the way it came off the bat.
Thought it was for just a little bit.
Andrew Garcia due up now. The Raider catcher. Throwback to first base, in head first with the slide is Hayden Asbury. And now the old fake to third, fake to first. Don't throw the ball. I have only seen that work once in my life, but I have seen it work.
I've seen it a few times. Not commonly, though.
There's the pitch home, and it misses downstairs. Ball 1 to Garcia. Pretty good velocity from Brinley on that fastball. Deep breath comes set. Here's the 1-0. That missed upstairs. Tried to elevate on a breaking ball. 2-0 now. Easy to do when you're trying to throw a breaking ball is you're trying to put a little too much on it and you actually release it earlier than you want to, which causes it to go high. 2-0. That's a called strike underneath the hands.
Well, it's belt high.
2-1.
That's the one you want in your wheelhouse right there.
Just a quick throw back to first, and they almost caught Hayden Asbury napping.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to lose the opportunity getting caught off guard at first base when you got a guy on third.
2-1 pitch here, fouled off back to the press box. 2-2 now. 2 down in the inning, and runners at the corners for Rouse. No score, top half of the second. The number 19 team in the state visiting the number 1 team in the state here in 5A baseball as we get set for playoff time next week. Here's the break even. Garcia swings and misses, waving at a breaking ball. Third strikeout of the game for Brindley, and he works himself out of a jam after allowing 2 batters to reach with 1 out. For Rouse, no runs, no hits. There were no errors. 2 men were left on. We go to the bottom half of the second, still no score. This is SHN Sports. To the bottom half of the second, still no score between Georgetown and Rouse here at Eagle Field in Georgetown, Texas. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up as Jackson Siosin strolls to the plate to lead it off for the home-standing Georgetown Eagles. Matt Garcia asking for a new baseball. If you're a fan of Georgetown football, the name Jackson Siosin should be pretty familiar for you.
Yep.
He is, of course, the starting quarterback these last couple of years for the Eagles, leading them to the third round of the playoffs last season. First pitch, and he checked his swing. That's downstairs for ball one. I think he plays basketball, too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you may
I
be
thought
right.
I saw him on the. I did at least 1 or 2 games for them this year, and I'm pretty sure he did.
That's a nice-looking breaking pitch off the hand of Matt Garcia.
There's a called strike, fastball in there. Siosin was looking for something outside, and that actually caught the inside half of the plate.
Right.
Garcia into the windup. Lines one right back to the shortstop, Bennett. Field spins, throws to first. It's in time. Good scoop by Hayden Asbury over there. One down in the inning.
Bennett has definitely been a stalwart at shortstop for the Raiders throughout district play. He's done phenomenal.
Yeah, he had Siosin played very well there. Actually shaded him up towards the middle. A sharply hit ball by Jackson, but Bennett, just a smooth play. Catch it on one hop. Make the spin move to set your feet. And good throw over to first. The left-handed hitting Noah Thompson up now, and he takes a called strike. Georgetown has the only hit of the ball game. Wyatt Childress with a sharp single to the center field back in the opening frame. The pitch, Thompson fouls it off. 0-2. Brothers Garcia having a quick conversation about 50 feet from the plate. Center fielder Adamas shading ever so slightly towards right center, but not too much. 0-2 here. That missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's like he was trying to deliver a breaking pitch and just kind of lost the handle on it.
Yeah.
You know, as you mentioned earlier, you let it go too high and it's going to sail away or high on you, and you just lose the control of it.
Here's the 1-2. That breaking ball missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Be interesting to see how long Coach Crimpine lets Garcia go today, being the first time he's out there all season. Maybe you want him one time through the order to get some work in, then bring somebody else. It's low and outside, so we've gone from 0-2 to a full count to Noah Thompson.
He's been working that outside corner, trying to get him to chase, and in an 0-2 count, and has been unsuccessful in doing so.
Into the wide, here's the payoff, and the breaking ball missed way outside and high for ball 4. Well, that's the first free pass issued by Matt Garcia. Wesley Dixon due up next.
And that's definitely not where you want to be. You have a hitter in an 0-2 count, and then you let him go on a walk.
So after losing Thompson, the designated hitter Dixon strolls to the plate. Apparently he's pretty tricky. So he has the open stance from the right side. Thompson with a short lead at first, and time is called. Third baseman Upchurch playing right even with the bag, maybe expecting a bunt to be laid down. Although I would doubt it with the DH up there. Runner goes. That's high and tight. Throw down to second base. Well, one hop in and almost got in time, but not so much. Thompson with a steal.
That was a good bang play by Andrew Garcia to get it to Connor Bennett, and it was a call that could have went either way.
Pretty good throws right on top of the bag, even though it one hopped in. But a good jump from Noah Thompson there as Wesley Dixon now stands in with a 1-0 count and a runner in scoring position. 1 away here in the bottom half of the second, no score. Garcia delivers home, and the breaking ball is called for a strike on the inside half.
Garcia, when he's got his pitch working for him, he throws an excellent curveball. It's got a lot of break to it.
Garcia set for the stretch right at the belt. Spins off the rubber, tries to think about letting one go, but nobody was there. The first pick of the NFL draft is official. Any guesses?
Well, I'm probably going to go Bosa.
It was Kyler Murray.
Was it? I was kind of hoping the other way.
The Arizona Cardinals take a quarterback in the first round for the second straight year.
Well, that's not surprising, right?
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Gets through the wickets of Andrew Garcia, and up to third base goes Noah Thompson. He takes a big turn and thought about coming home, but got to hold up there on a wild pitch. So Wesley Dixon now with only one out. Has an RBI standing 90 feet from home. 2-ball, 1-strike count to the designated hitter. Infield playing back. They'll concede the run for the out here. 2-ball, 1-strike count. That's fouled off in the screen, 2-2. And here comes a really big point in this at-bat and early in the ball game. 2-ball, 2-strike count, one away. If you get a strikeout here, or even an infield pop-out, you're in good shape. Anything on the ground likely scores a run here. Garcia set. Here's a 2-2. Fastball, sliced foul. Dixon just a little bit late on him, but he hit it pretty well.
Yeah. Well, everybody through the order for Georgetown can swing with power. You know, they can definitely hit up and down the order. So my thought is you're not really going to see a bunt in this type of situation, especially with a 2-2 count now,
yeah.
Right?
Here's the pitch again. Breaking ball grounded to the second baseman, Lewis. That'll score the run as he throws over to first. It's in time. Thompson trots home, and it's a 1-0 lead for Georgetown. Credit Dixon with the RBI there. Good piece of hitting. That was a breaking ball in the inside half of the plate. It was just a little inside-out swing to get a piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, anything on the ground there is going to score a run. So good job there by Thompson. Bases are empty. 2 away. Here's Grant Wood.
Grant Wood just a couple of weeks ago with a perfect game.
The pitch to him misses upstairs for ball 1. His grandparents actually in town today. Mr. Jerry and Judy Brock.
Right, yeah. Give them a great big old shout out.
Came up and said hello. We appreciate it. That's inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Rob, if you're still listening, make sure you call Mr. England when you're done here.
Yeah. Nice donation from the Brocks. And mentioned how much they enjoyed listening to the Eagle broadcasts on SHN from Stephenville, Texas. Eagle fight never dies. EFND.
Wood stands ready. A 3-0 count. He'll be taking the whole way here. There's a call and strike. 3-1. 2 down, 1 run home in the inning for Georgetown. The base is empty. They lead 1-0 over Rouse here in the bottom half of the second. Noah Thompson walked, stole second, moved to third on a wild pitch, and scored on a ground ball by Wesley Dixon. That one missed outside. Ball 4. Second walk allowed by by Garcia here in the inning. So a runner at first now, and the 9th batter in the order due up in Landon Broad.
Coach Harris takes a timeout to go talk to his hurler and talk to the infield.
Everybody wearing burgundy out there is on the mound having a quick conversation. I hear candlesticks make a nice wedding gift. The Jeopardy theme playing over the PA. The guy who's won $1 million now on Jeopardy over the last 10 episodes, 20 episodes, something like that.
Right? Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I'm in the wrong business, man. Just go start learning trivia on those trivia pub quizzes thing and then go to Jeopardy one night. That's the way this is going to work one day.
Just a variable cornucopia of useless knowledge
I'm
that's going to make him $1 million.
Hey,
not so useless, is it?
It's a lot better than doing work every day. Runner at first, 2 down. Throw back to first base in safely is Wood, as Asbury had to come off the bag to snag that one. Throw was a little bit wide from Garcia. Andrew Garcia sets up outside. Bunt shown. Interesting play there. That was missed outside for ball 1. Third baseman Upchurch was actually back a couple of steps. But a little surprised to see bunt shown with 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, I am too. Maybe there's just enough speed on the bases, and at the plate to justify bunting with 2 outs.
Braun is the center fielder for Georgetown. He shows bunt again. That misses low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Kind of a deep breath there from the catcher, Andrew Garcia. I don't know if he maybe didn't disagree with that one.
Well, you're starting to see a little bit of frustration starting to work into Matt Garcia right now. His body language is showing frustration.
I'm not quite sure where the bullpens are, but I don't see anybody throwing it anywhere. That is bunted down the left side. The hurler Garcia off the mound, throws to first, too late, as Landon Braun beats it out.
Picks up the infield hit and 2 aboard. That's probably what we were discussing, was that you had speed at the plate and speed on at first. So
that was a really well done bunt too. He killed that thing about 25, 30 feet down the line, where the catcher Andrew Garcia couldn't get to it easy, and Matt Garcia had to bounce off the mound. Back to the top of the order now with 2 on and 2 away, and the breaking ball is called for a strike to Jeffrey David.
Well, that's just where a little bit of that rust is, Brad, where you don't have that experience having played or pitched in a while to be ready to play the bunt.
The 0-1 in for a call, strike nothing and 2. Now, one thing to keep in mind, folks, as you watch and listen to this game, this actually has 0 effect on playoff seeding for next week.
Yeah, 0 effect.
It's a non-district game. Both teams have already finished up their district play and gone undefeated. They're the district champions, so they will each be their 1 seeds in their respective portions of the bracket. 0-2. That's down low for ball 1. What a chance they will play in a few weeks here in round 3 if they both can make it out of the first couple of weekends of playoff action. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jeffrey David. 2 down in the inning and 2 men on for Georgetown. Two balls, 2 strikes again, as coming set here is Garcia. Long look at second base. Now this one sliced to the right side, past the diving Lewis into right field for a hit. Up around third base, Grant Wood. He will score. Up to third base goes Landon Braun. Runners at the corners now for Georgetown. Another run home, and they lead it 2-0.
Runners on the corners.
Credit Jeffrey David with the RBI. The inside-out swing, taking it the other way. Wyatt Childress due up now. Childress had the first hit of the game for Georgetown, a sharp single back up the middle in the first inning.
Shout out to Julia Engelman texting in on our SHN fan line. Thanks for listening.
Runner goes from first. They got him caught up. Garcia into the pickle. They'll throw to second, and the shortstop, Bennett, is there to lay the tag down. So a pickoff. Actually, that'll be a pickoff because he wasn't technically running on the stolen base there. And it will go 1-6 on the play. And that will end the second inning of play. But not before Georgetown puts a couple on the board. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man was left on. We're through 2 complete. The Eagles lead it 2-0 over Rouse This is Georgetown Baseball on SHN Sports.
We'll remind everybody again about the good folks in the concession stand.
We move to the third inning of play here at Eagle Field in Georgetown. The Georgetown Eagles lead the Rouse Raiders 2-0. Due up for Rouse, it's the 9-1 and 2 hitters as Robert Mount will lead it off. Dalton Porter and Dylan Lewis also due up to face the right-hander Jack Brindley out there for the Georgetown Eagles tonight. Georgetown with a couple of runs in the second inning, doing on 2 hits, taking advantage of a few walks as well.
Now those walks came back to haunt Garcia in that inning. And Rouse blew that opportunity, stranding 2 runners at the top of the second.
Mount takes a called strike to start his at-bat. Rouse still looking for their first base hit of the ball game. They've had 2 runners, one on a hit batsman, one on a walk. There's a called strike at the knees. Quickly 0-2 to Robert Mount. Brindley shakes no to the first sign, now has the one he wants. Fastball just missed below the knees.
Just missed. That was a nice-looking fastball from Brindley.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He's got an interesting portion of his move if you watch him come home. He actually has a pause right there as he goes into his motion. The 1-2, breaking ball missed outside, 2-2. Into his windup as he moves his feet over towards that first base side of the rubber. It's a slight hesitation. You can't actually fully stop, or otherwise it's a balk. And the 2-2 is hit in the air towards right center field. Thompson, the right fielder, racing over for it. He will make the grab as he and the center fielder Broad began to converge on it. And there's 1 down in the third inning. Dalton Porter due up now. He gave one a ride to start the ball game off to deep center, but it was tracked down by Landon Broad. Porter will have 1 more season in a Rouse uniform next year before he heads to the 40 acres as that misses upstairs for ball 1. Mm-hmm. Assuming, of course, he doesn't get drafted high enough. That's always the one thing when you talk about college or baseball and commitments for high school and college. It's a very different animal in baseball compared to football or basketball. So that's downstairs for
You're
ball 2.
You're exactly right. And I was talking with a few of the parents before the game, and they were discussing Brett Beatty over at Lake Travis. Ridiculous numbers that he has.
Here, Paul Porter hits one in the air to shallow center. Coming in hard, Landon Broad. He's under it to make the grab, and there's 2 down.
Beatty's hitting with a 677 average right now.
Yeah, and Dylan Lewis, by the way, due up now. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. It's funny. You can always say, well, pro ball is going to be there. College is, you get the one shot at doing it, but the difference when you talk about college football where you have 3 years mandated that you have to be out of high school before you can go to the pros. In basketball, there's a 1-year mandate after you're 18. You can't be, I think, 19 before you can go to the pros. That's upstairs for ball 1. In baseball, you can go play minor league ball or pro ball right away. Right away. And if somebody dangles a couple of $1 million in front of you for a signing bonus, it's really hard to say no to that.
Yeah, I would.
1-0 grounded softly to the second baseman, Wood. He'll make the play on the 4-3 put out, and there's a 1-2-3 inning worked by Jack Brindley. We'll continue the conversation on the other side. We head to the bottom half of the third. Georgetown leads it 2-0. This is SHN Sports. To the bottom of the third, Georgetown leads at 2-0 here over Rouse this evening. Due up for the Eagles, it's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters as Wyatt Childress strolls back to the plate. Childress was at the plate as the second inning ended on a pickoff of Jeffrey David. He was trying to maybe be a little sneaky over at first, and Matt Garcia got him caught up between first and second base. Childress 1 for 1. He had a sharp single to center field his first time up, right back through the box. As the slightly open stance from the right-handed hitters waits, and that's fouled off for strike one. You and I were talking previous inning about high school players and the draft and how it can really mess with recruiting. You actually, as a college coach, have to be very smart in how you recruit for baseball.
Oh, absolutely you do.
You know, the other thing is the 0-1 here. It's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sometimes people who aren't as familiar with the process, they'll say, why are all these kids going to junior college to play ball instead of, Texas A&M, whatever the case is, as a freshman? Well, that's because in junior college, you can actually be drafted every year and come out after your first year, after your second year. The moment you sign with a 4-year school, as the 1-1 is inside and actually hits Wyatt Childress on the shoulder. So the leadoff man is on here for Georgetown with Cole Posey due up. Posey popped up to the shortstop his first time. But the moment you go to that 4-year college, you're locked in until the end of your junior year.
Yeah, that's a shame.
You don't get the option to go back into the draft. So you see a lot of very talented high school players actually go the JUCO route for that very reason, because of the draft or the ability to get a couple of years of extra playing in, go to a 4-year school after that, and then play 1 year there and get drafted after their junior year.
Well, and the limited scholarship money that they offer.
Also a thing, as the runner goes from first throw to second base, sails over the glove of the shortstop Bennett, and it's a stolen base for Wyatt Childress. Very good point, because in college baseball, rosters often 30 players or so, 12.7 scholarships have to be divvied out between that entire roster.
Between all of them. One guy may say, well, we can help you out with your books, but it's going to cost you $25,000 to play for us. But you get to wear the uniform for $25,000 and may or may not see any playing time.
Here's the 1-0. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Actually, you see a lot of schools in states where the statewide lottery will fund scholarships on academic scholarships. Those schools have actually become very competitive in baseball at the state level, because they can offer scholarships in other ways for academia. And private schools, kind of the same way, because you can offer, in a private school, you can kind of offer a scholarship however you want to. So,
yeah, they're not mandated by the state of what they can do in the NCAA.
Runner at second base, 2-0 count to Cole Posey here, as that is hit well into straightaway center. Back on it goes Kane Adamas. He'll have room in front of the wall. and make the catch. Tag it from second up to third goes Wyatt Childress. He's in there standing up. It's a noisy out, but that moves a runner for Georgetown 90 feet from home with one out here in the third.
Nice sacrifice fly.
Ty Tilson due up next. Tilson grounded out to the shortstop his first time.
Scott Mount joining us in the booth. He's my broadcast partner for Rouse Raider Baseball.
You guys will have the game tomorrow night here on SHN Sports.
We will.
Over in Leander.
Be sure and tune in and listen to us on SHNsports.com.
That's a swing and a miss at a slider, 0-1. Rob, I appreciate the chance to fill in tonight. I know you had other stuff going on as you're getting set for some broadcasts this weekend. It got me out of housework.
That's always a plus, right?
Sorry, honey, I got to go work. Runner at third for Georgetown, one out, 2-0. The Eagles lead here in the bottom half of the third. Kick and fire from Garcia. That's in the dirt. Kicks away from his brother Andrew, but not far enough for Wyatt Childress to come on home. 1-1 strike. Second baseman Dylan Lewis a couple of steps out into the outfield. Playing way back as Rouse will give up the run for the out here. 1-1 delivery in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike to Ty Tilson. Lights have come on here in Georgetown. 2-1 pitch. Just missed off the plate. 3-1 now.
Yeah, Garcia definitely showing his displeasure about that call. He felt like he had the strike call on that outside corner.
You know what? Really, usually want to put people on, but a walk here, not the worst thing in the world if you're Rouse. 3-1 from Garcia. That is hit well in the left center. That'll shoot the gap, and it'll easily score Wyatt Childress. Up to second base goes Ty Tilson. He's going to try for third. The relay throw is bobbled. Tilson's in, standing up with a one-out triple, and it's a 4-0 game in favor of Georgetown. I should say 3-0, excuse me.
No activity going on in the Raider bullpen as of yet.
There's somebody out there throwing. The bullpen's
Nope.
actually behind the dugout over there. I just can't tell who's throwing.
Well, it looks like Fisher Kingsbury in his full gear, but I can't see, as you mentioned, who's throwing over there. So we may see a wholesale change at catcher and pitcher.
Ty Tilson with the one-out triple. Here's Jackson Seosin, and that'll come on home
A balk.
on a balk.
So important to come set. You have to hold that pause, and you just can't come right out of the glove.
Well, and that's where the inexperience of Garcia on the mound comes into play. He hasn't pitched all year, and if you haven't done it, it's repetition. Everything in baseball really is about repetition. 4-0 now. Georgetown leads. Base is empty for Seosin. There's a called strike. 0-1. There's a called strike again. 0-2 now.
Has a good break on his curveball, as I mentioned earlier.
Garcia stands ready on the mound, looking over the glove. Seosin kind of stepped out to break up the rhythm. There's an 0-2, popped up in the infield. Shortstop Bennett back on it, now in. And he'll make the grab for the second out of the frame. Noah Thompson due up next. Thompson drew a one-out walk in the second inning, stole a base, and came home to score on a Wesley Dixon ground out. Pitch to the lefty Thompson. Line right back up the middle, a base hit. That ball was smoked
He jumped on that one quick.
5th into the ball game now for Georgetown. Here comes Wesley Dixon, who had an RBI ground out to the second baseman his first time up. Short lead over at first for Thompson, as Garcia will come set at the belt. Here's the pitch, and the slider just missed off the plate.
Now, Garcia's focused on the batter. He didn't even give a look over to first at all.
My assumption is that might be at the direction of the dugout. Wide open stance in the right-hand batter's box for Dixon. Now a quick throw back to first. Thompson in there safely. Again, a quick snap throw to first, and Thompson's in there one more time. You know, the good thing about the field turf is you don't have to do too much laundry.
That's true.
Just used to seeing those guys come up with dirt all over the jerseys. It's a 1-0 count to Dixon. With 2 down in the inning. Runner goes. That's grounded foul. The hit and run was on. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Andrew Garcia setting up on the outside part of the plate, and then the pitch goes inside, and Dixon turns on it since it's foul. We'll talk about hit your spots or.
Throw back to first again, and Thompson snuck back in under the tag.
That was a close one there. Asbury almost had him.
Garcia nods yes. Runner goes again. Slider in the dirt. Bounces away from the catcher, Andrew Garcia, all the way from the backstop and then back to the mound. A stolen base, though, for Noah Thompson. He was heading out on the run. Second swipe of the day for him. Runner in scoring position for Wesley Dixon and a 2-1 count to him. 2 down in the inning. 2 runs are home in the frame, 4-0. Georgetown leads Rouse. 2-1 pitch. Line foul down the right side into the batting cage. Two balls and 2 strikes to the designated hitter for Georgetown.
I also want to mention another sponsor, Oak Ridge Disciple House. Josh Harris, outstanding organization.
Break even over the head of Wesley Dixon as he squats out of the way, 3-2.
Yeah, that could have been trouble right there. Good thing Andrew got up at and able to glove it before it went to the backstop.
2 down, a payoff pitch on the way for Wesley Dixon to look at. He's choking up on the bat in that right-hand box, and then Matt Garcia steps off the rubber. From the stretch, Garcia delivers. Runner goes. That is inside low, ball 4. Andrew Garcia will put it in his back pocket, so credit Noah Thompson with a steal. That is his 3rd stolen base in the last 2 innings. Wesley Dixon reaches on a walk. That is the 3rd walk issued by Matt Garcia tonight. Runners at the corners now with 2 down. Here's Grant Wood, who drew one of those 3 walks earlier tonight, and he scored in the 2nd inning.
Fans full. The stands are full.
Stands are very full. There's a nice crowd on hand here tonight in Georgetown. A chance for the Eagles to really blow this thing open, though. Fake to third, fake to first move from Matt Garcia.
That's that yo-yo we were talking about a while ago.
It's really fun. It's a Central Texas game. It's close to home for everybody.
Right.
It's not
David making a great point. You know, it's a real close game between these two schools.
I missed upstairs for ball one.
And the ability for both clubs to have a good following here tonight.
Yeah, if you're in Leander, it's, shoot straight up 22-43 over to here if you want. Go that way, or you can come the other way from down 14-31, whichever one suits your fancy.
Or 29.
Yeah, true. That's in the dirt. Ooh, almost coming home on the play was Thompson. He came about 30 feet down the line before going back. 22-43 is my little secret coming this way.
That's usually the route I take myself.
If you're listening out there, you didn't hear that.
Brad and I will almost be neighbors once he gets moved into Leander.
That's true. I am moving to Leander here soon. The 1-0. Missed upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Actually, we'll be able to throw a baseball and hit the Rouse campus.
Living over there by its namesake. Charlie Rouse lives over there, too.
Runners at the corners, 2 down. A 2-0 count here to Grant Wood. Runner chased in back at first as Wesley Dixon is in safely. You would imagine this is Garcia's final inning. Activity in the bullpen seems to be settled and done. 2-0. Popped up to the right side, giving chase the first baseman Asbury. He's going to run out of real estate. That falls into the bullpen. 2 balls and a strike.
It's one of those extra long half innings. Both clubs have seen their share of them throughout district play. They've both run-ruled squads and had big innings that nailed the door closed.
Again, that fake to third, fake to first move from Garcia. Third time not the charm there. A 2-1 count to Grant Wood. As Andrew Garcia sets up outside, runner goes from first, and Wood just kind of flung his bat at it, trying to protect the runner, and fouls it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Got a piece of it. Garcia's got to be careful. He's putting that right up belt high. Just a little on the outside part of the plate. Had it been a little closer, we might be seeing a whole different outcome.
Dusk beginning to settle in here in Georgetown as we hit the 8 o'clock hour.
And the outfielders are saying yes.
Break even, grounded towards
time.
the left side. Third baseman Upchurch couldn't come up with it. It's past him. Coming home on the play, Noah Thompson, and it's 5-0 Georgetown. RBI single for Grant Wood as Wesley Dixon moves to second on the play. Ninth batter in the order, Landon Broad, comes to the plate. He's the 8th batter of the inning for Georgetown. Broad laid down a beautiful bunt his first time up down the third base line and was able to beat it out. Third baseman Upchurch, aware of that fact, steps up even with the bag already. But he's got to be careful because he also has to cover the bag for a force out. Two away, runners at first and second. Showing bunt again. That's inside, and it hit the batter.
They're calling catcher interference.
Landon Broad up to first. They called that a hit batsman, I believe. Breaking ball came inside and hit him.
Did it? So I thought he pointed at the catcher, so.
Bases are now loaded for Georgetown. Second hit batsman of the inning for Matt Garcia. And back to the top of the order we go. It's the 9th batter of the frame, Jeffrey David, due up. David singled to right his last time up and drove in a run. There's a grounder right back to Garcia on the mound. He'll throw to first. That'll end it on a 1-3 putout. So Matt Garcia able to get out of a bases-loaded 2-out jam, but not before Georgetown puts a couple of runs on the board here in the third. 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. There were no errors. and they leave the bases loaded. We're through 3 full innings of play. Georgetown leads at 5-0 over Rouse. This is SHN Sports. Five nothing your score. Georgetown leads as we move to the top half of the fourth. And a new hurler out there for the Eagles. It is Jared Pierce, the senior lefty, on the mound now in place of Jack Brindley. Brindley's day done. 3 innings of work. No hits, no runs. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batsman. He will not factor into the decision, though, tonight. Didn't go far enough. Even in a 7-inning game, you got to go at least 5 innings to be factored into the decision as a starter. Connor Bennett leads it off for Rouse. 3-4-5 hitters due up. And the pitch popped up in the infield. Second baseman Wood over for it. Called off by the right fielder Thompson, who came in hard. And there's 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Well, that's what a lefty pitcher will do for you. He puts that backspin on the ball, and you see what it does. It ends up a lot of times with a good lefty. It has pop-ups and easy playable groundouts.
Got to be questioning the aggressiveness, though, a little bit there, too. First pitch for a new pitcher, you might want to see 1 or 2 before you come out swinging.
Well, I told you Rouse is aggressive at the plate.
Here's Lance Little, who flew out to center his first time. And that one missed off the plate for ball 1. Five nothing. Georgetown leads it here in the top half of the 4th. Rouse still looking for their first base hit of the ball game. 1-0. Missed inside. 2 balls, no strikes. These 2 teams are back at it again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock over in Leander at Rouse High School right off of Raider Way. 2-0. Line right side, and that one will slice foul. 2 balls and a strike.
Georgetown has played that shift on Rouse all night long, leaving wide open gaps there between center and left. That they've been playing the right field shift.
Yeah, that 385 mark out there is prime for a target if you are Rouse tonight. 2-1. Missed downstairs. 3 balls and a strike to Lance Little.
Lance, just a junior. He'll be back next year for Rouse. He swings with power. He has a home run on the season.
Next offering, line to right field, playing in real shallow was Noah Thompson, and he's still able to make up the ground and make the grab.
That was an excellent play by Thompson.
2 down. Folks, he was played in no more than about 20, maybe 100 feet off the infield, if that.
If that.
If that. Very, very shallow. That ball was hit hard on a line, and he still was able to get back and make the catch. The right fielder, Thompson. That's impressive. 2 down. Here's Isaac Upchurch, who was hit by a pitch his first time. And that's fouled off for strike 1. That ball off the bat, when you look up and saw where he was, you're thinking double all day long.
Right. Noah Thompson, one of those familiar names from Georgetown Eagle football, had an outstanding season this year.
0-1, missed upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
In fact, most of these boys played football.
It's good to see kids actually playing multiple sports in the days of specialization. The 1-1 missed upstairs, 2 balls and a strike now.
You have those coaches that don't like it at all. They want you to stick strictly with their sport, and they make you pay a penalty if you decide to go another way and you're going to play multiple sports.
2 down in the inning, a 2-1 count to Isaac Upchurch. That's hit well into left field. Ty Tilson under it, though, in front of the scoreboard. He's got room. He'll make the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning worked by Jared Pierce on 3 flyouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left. We're halfway home, 5-0 your score. Georgetown leads it. This is high school baseball on SHN Sports. We head to the bottom half of the 4th here in Georgetown. The Eagles lead the Rouse Raiders by a score of 5-0. And there's a new hurler out there for Rouse. It is Zach Cleek, the right-handed hurler. And for Matt Garcia, Garcia's day's done. 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. He walked 3 and hit 2 batters, also threw 2 wild pitches, balked once, and he is on the hook for the loss. He cannot win this game. As Wyatt Childress will lead off for Georgetown. 2, 3, 4 batters due up. The Eagles sent all 9 batters to the plate in the previous frame. Cleek works exclusively from the stretch, comes set. A tall righty delivers. A fastball pumped in, but just upstairs for ball 1. That had some heat behind it.
It's the first time Cleek has seen any action in a while, since before district play started.
Here he comes set again. 1-0. Again with a fastball. Just missed upstairs. He's looking back at the dugout asking where it missed. Trying to plead to his coach of, I don't understand where that was a ball.
He looked at the umpire and kind of did his hands like asking a question, you know.
Time now called by Wyatt Childress. Childress is 1 for 1 today. He singled back in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third, and scored a run. Two-0 count to the catcher. And that's way over the head. as Childers had to duck out of the way. 3 balls, no strikes.
Backstop acting like a pitchback.
A little bit.
As the wild pitch went back to the pitcher.
Slightly open stance for Childress. I assume he's taking this one all the way with a 3-0 count. Nothing but fastball so far from Cleek. And that missed upstairs for ball 4. So that is the 4th walk allowed by Rouse pitching tonight. Here's Cole Posey now. Posey 0 for 2 with a pop out to short and a fly out to center. Posey holding the hands up behind the right ear, laying the bat almost 90 degrees, flat over the shoulder. I should say at a 180-degree angle. I was never good at geometry. Throw back to first, or fake the throw rather, and Childress is in there safely. Throw back this time and standing up. Childress safe in there. Time called as catcher Andrew Garcia goes out to have a quick chat with Zach Cleek. Cleek nods yes. Staring back over at the runner again, though. Short lead over there for Wyatt Childress. Pitch home, fastball upstairs, ball 1, and that's 5 straight out of the zone now from Zach Cleek. Activity already up in that Rouse bullpen.
He's got to take a little more of a pause. Definitely don't want to give the advance on the balk.
There he's set. Runner goes. That missed upstairs. Throw down to second base. One hops in. Too late. As Childress is in safely. So Georgetown stays aggressive. Childress with his 2nd stolen base of the ball game. That is 5 swipes now for Georgetown in this game. And a 2-0 count to Cole Posey. You got to wonder if those first 2 borderline balls may have gotten in the head of Cleek to start, as he's now thrown 6 straight out of the zone to start his appearance. That's upstairs for ball 3.
He hasn't thrown a strike yet. And letting that early frustration show, and that's some of the worst things you can do as a pitcher is show an umpire your frustration. The most important thing you can do as a pitcher is just understand that you can't control what he calls and just play your game.
3-0 count. Runner goes again from second. That is inside for ball 4. Garcia dropped it as he was trying to come out and maybe make an effort down at third base to get the steal. Instead, Childress gets his 2nd steal of the game. Cole Posey moves up to first. Back-to-back walks issued by Cleek to start the frame here. Runners at the corners. Nobody
we're
out.
Going to see a pitching change.
Ty Tilson due up.
I know Coach Harris pointed to the mound.
Yeah.
Or
That'll do it for Cleek, who is done after 8 pitches, all of which were out of the zone.
Lance Little.
Lance Little coming in to pitch. We're going to step aside, give you the numbers on Cleek here in just a minute. Runners at the corners for Georgetown, nobody out. Bottom half of the 4th, they lead at 5-0. This is high school baseball on SHN Sports. New hurler out there for the Rouse Raiders is Lance Little, who has come on to pitch, meaning Rouse will now be out without a DH, as he had the DH spot coming into this ball game. He is in relief of Zach Cleek, who faced 2 batters, walked them both, threw 8 pitches out of the zone, didn't record a strike. So runners at the corners are Cleek's responsibility. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 4th. Georgetown leads 5-0. And here is Ty Tilson. Tilson tripled to left center and scored his last time up. That triple also drove in a run. 1 for 2 in the ball game. His other out, a sharp ground out to short. He's hit it hard twice. Little works from the stretch with runners on. Runner from first goes. That's a called strike. Throw to second base is cut off by the second baseman, Lewis. That was a designed play by Rouse there. The pitch home. The second baseman, Lewis, actually charged in, and instead of trying to get the runner at second, they were looking to bait the runner at third, Childress to come home. Credit Posey with a stolen base. 2 in scoring position now, an 0-1 count to Ty Tilson. And time called now. Mix-up between the hurler and his backstop. Outfield straight away for Rouse now, with the right-handed hurling Lance Little on the mound. The pitch, breaking ball in for a strike, 0-2. Scouting report on Little.
Little, he's got a good mix between his curveball and changeup and fastball. Every once in a while, he'll throw a slider in there.
0-2 count here to Ty Tilson. That's a swing and a miss. Changeup got him. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to Ty Tilson as he goes down on 3 pitches. 1 down in the 4th. That's the first strikeout recorded by Rouse pitching tonight as well. And here comes Jackson Siosin, who's 0 for 2. Grounded out to the shortstop his first time up and popped out to him as well. Siosin waits. There's a swing, and he tipped it foul off the inside part of the bat for strike 1. First player from the state of Texas has gone in the NFL draft, Ed Oliver out of Houston.
That's going to be a good one right there.
He is. He's going to need a winter coat and some parkas. He's heading to Buffalo. Ooh.
Good luck to him. Good on you, mate. I guess it's the Aussies say, right?
0-1 count here. That is popped up out of play, 0-2. Try to. Little really keeping. Yeah, it's a good point, Dave. Keeping the Little is keeping the ball in the zone, forcing Georgetown to really get and swing in the bat. And Georgetown, for the first time all inning, actually having to hit from behind in the count. The 0-2. Slider in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I believe that's the first pitch for Lance Little. That's out of the zone, but with an 0-2 count, kind of a smart one. Try to get the batter to chase. Wyatt Childress stands at third. Cole Posey at second for Georgetown. 1 down with Jackson Siosin at the plate. 5-0 your score. Georgetown leads it in the bottom half of the 4th. A non-district game between 2 of the top 20 teams in the state. 5A baseball. 1-2 just missed off the plate. Woo! 2 balls, 2 strikes. Georgetown ranked number 1 in the state in 5A. Rouse number 19. Both of these teams district champions. And heading to the playoffs next week. Chance to sharpen up. Iron sharpening iron before the playoffs begin. 2-2 breaking ball grounded left side past the diving up. Church and left for a base hit. 1 run is home. Up to third base on the play goes Cole Posey. And it's an RBI single for Jackson Siosin and a 6-0 lead now for Georgetown. Runners at the corners. And here's Noah Thompson. Thompson is 1 for 1 today with a couple of runs scored. He singled his last time up. He's also drawn a walk. He has done a lot of damage on the base paths, though, as Thompson. Stolen
he has, yeah.
3 bases already tonight. So runners at the corners here. The left-handed hitting Thompson awaits. By the way, that run charged to Zach Cleek. The man at third base, Cole Posey, also Cleek's responsibility. That fastball missed low and away, and a delayed steal there. We'll have Jackson Siosin in at second base.
Defensive indifference from the catcher.
Yeah, the catcher really didn't make a move, but I say unfortunately for Jackson Siosin. Fortunately, that still goes down as a stolen base because the second baseman made a move to go cover the bag. If everybody stays back, then it's a defensive indifference. When you folks, some of you may know I used to work in the minor leagues and had to do scorebooks and everything every night, delivering box scores to coaches, getting in arguments about what's a hit and what's not. You learn the inside out of a scorebook like you wouldn't believe, and what the scoring decisions are actually in the legal or the rule book say. It's kind of crazy. For example, as the 1-0 here missed in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Or 2 balls, no strikes, rather. Most people think for a ball or play to be an error, the ball has to hit the glove. Not the case. Not the case at all. The rule is ordinary effort. Anything that is beyond ordinary effort is automatically a hit.
Interesting.
But that's also why a play like Bill Buckner in 86, the ball actually never touched the glove, but it's still an error. Runners at second and third. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike. 2-1.
Yeah, he still gets ridiculed for that. Poor Mr. Buckner. Will forever live in Red Sox infamy.
2-1 count. 1 away. That missed outside. 3-1.
Well, Georgetown has taken advantage of the inexperience of the pitching staff that Coach Crampine has put on the mound tonight. And has a whole bevy of stolen bases.
You'd expect a little bit different game tomorrow night, too. 3-1 here on the way. Hit in the air, left center field, hit pretty well. Center fielder Adames going back on it. That's over everybody's head out to the wall. 2 runs will come home to score on the play. Up around second, heading to third quickly as Thompson. He's in sliding safely with a 2-run triple, and it's 8-0. That ball was drilled out to left center field.
That was 3 runs scored.
3 runs are home in the inning. It's 8-0 is your score.
Scoreboard's got 4.
Scoreboard is wrong. As Wesley Dixon stands in. Dixon is 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI to his credit. That's through the wickets of Andrew Garcia. Racing home on the play, Noah Thompson. He's in under the tag on a wild pitch. 9-0 your score now.
Now the scoreboard's right.
Now it's right. I think they realized it. Bottom half of the fourth. Base is empty. 1 out. A 1-0 count to Wesley Dixon. 9-0. Georgetown all over Rouse tonight. I was mentioning tomorrow night probably a little bit different kind of game, though, because we expect Rouse to play more of their regular starters and pitchers and things like that tomorrow, as that's in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Garcia, Cleek, and Little, as you've mentioned, either haven't pitched all year or haven't pitched since before district play began.
Little has the most experience of any of the pitchers that have pitched tonight.
2-0. In the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. I'm so used to saying in the dirt, but there's no actual dirt on the field.
In the turf.
And the rubber. That's all zeros across the line score for Rouse tonight. 9-8-0, the line score for Georgetown. And if Georgetown can find one more run here in the fourth, Rouse will have to get some action on the scoreboard or risk being run ruled. That's inside. There's ball 4 to Wesley Dixon. It's after 5 innings, correct?
Yes, 10 after 5.
Grant Wood due up next. He's 1 for 1. A walk and a run scored in the second, an RBI single in the third.
Yeah, got a different batter, right? Number 11.
Yeah, you're correct. Not Grant Wood. Zach Whittington. Right-hander awaits. Pitch missed outside. Ball 1 to Whittington. A senior. Dixon stands at first for Georgetown. 1 out, the 1-0. Whittington takes it in the dirt, or in the rubber, rather. 2-0 the count.
Attempted back pick by Garcia. His throw to first just sails high. It's not a hard throw over.
This is all Lance Little right now as far as whose game is in their hands. Nobody up in the Rouse bullpen. Throw back to first in there safely, just underneath the tag. Is Dixon. Looked like Hayden Asbury at first actually couldn't hold on to the ball there.
A little throw over. It was bounced into the turf and actually got underneath the base runner.
Two-0. There's a called strike at the thighs. Next offering. Just missed outside. 3 balls and a strike to Whittington now. A 9-0 lead for Georgetown. 2 runs in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth. I see a pattern. Here's the 3-1. That's off the plate for ball 4. So back-to-back walks. Bunch of them issued tonight by Rouse pitching. That's walk number 7 now.
Very abnormal for this Rouse Raiders ball club.
Well, 7 walks and 2 hit batsmen actually. So 9 free passes allowed by Rouse pitching. Landon Broad stands in, the left-handed batter with the hands held very low. And that's called for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count.
It's kind of outside.
That was a bit wide.
Just a bit wide.
A generous strike zone being employed right now. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Little comes home. Called strike in the same spot. 0-2. At least he's consistent. Even stance for Braun in the batter's box. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball high and away. Got him. Second strikeout recorded by Lance Little. Back to the top of the order. Here's Jeffrey David. And for the second straight inning, Georgetown has batted around. Only 2 hits in the inning for Georgetown, but they've made both of them count. RBI single from Jackson Cios and a 2-run triple from Noah Thompson. Taking advantage of 4 walks in the inning as well, as time is called. Little rests the glove on the left thigh as he peers in for his sign. It's a long look in. Surprised David stayed it in there instead of calling time. Here's the come home. And that missed upstairs for ball 1.
Looked like he tried to get the breaking ball, but it didn't have a whole lot of break. It stayed up high. Like it came out of his hand early.
Mm-hmm.
The weather will be different at Rouse this night tomorrow night. We won't have any lightning like we did last year.
Right.
1-0 count here to Jeffrey David. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Doppler Dave over here.
Bring it up
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
We played the game at Rouse.
I was there. I did that game. It was a lot of lightning that night. We had a dual SHN broadcast that night going for a while.
And then shut it down, or shut the Georgetown down, and finished it on the Rouse broadcast.
2-0 count. That's low and outside. 3 balls, no strikes to Jeffrey David.
Doppler Dave running the camera up on top of the dugout on the visitor's side. That got some attention. Several people asked me, who was that guy that was up on the dugout?
3-0. Low and outside. Gets away from the catcher Garcia for ball 4. Everybody up 90 feet. And the bases are juiced once again for Georgetown. As the man who started this inning, Wyatt Childress, comes back to the plate for the second time in the frame. And actually, it will not be. Is it going to be Childress? Let's see. Yes, it will.
Now batting pitcher Wyatt Childress.
Childress walked and scored earlier in the inning. He's also been hit by a pitch and scored. And he's singled tonight. He has 3 stolen bases. As the pitch here is off the plate with a breaking ball for ball 1. A run here, big for Georgetown because it puts the run rule in play heading to the 5th inning. If they don't score, the Eagles will be forced to come back to the plate in the 5th.
Yep, if they can get one across.
1-0, breaking ball, slider in there for a called strike.
That's the one you want right there.
One and one to Wyatt Childress. 2 down, bases loaded for Georgetown. 1-1 in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Garcia with a sliding stop to his right there.
Rouse really needs Garcia to be a wall back there. Anything that gets by him is going to score that 10th run for the Eagles.
From the stretch, Little set. 2-1. Fastball called for a strike on the inside corner. 2-2 now.
Deuce is wild. 3 of a kind.
Break even. Slice down the right field line, giving chase Porter. He's not going to get there. It's a base hit. 1 run home in Dixon. Whittington will also come around up to second base with a 2-out, 2-run double is Wyatt Childress. And it's 11-0 in favor of Georgetown. 6 runs home in the inning now.
Well, this is been a painful inning if you're a Rouse Raider fan.
Runners at second and third rather for Georgetown here. Cole Posey due up. Posey walked in the 4th, popped out a couple of times as well. Trying to confirm something here. Nope. He is one of 2 men in the lineup for Georgetown without a hit tonight.
That does it for Lance Little.
Lance Little's day is done. Let's see who comes in. It looks like the right fielder Dalton Porter might come in.
Yeah, it looks like Jake Alepa is coming in. He may.
Yeah, it's going to be Porter to the mound and Alepa to right, is what you're telling me?
He may play center and move Adamas over to right. We'll see.
All right, we'll step aside for a second while Porter gets his warm-up tosses. Back in just a minute, 11-0 your score. Georgetown leads it here at the bottom half of the 4th. This is SHN Sports presentation of high school baseball. New hurler out there for the Rouse Raiders. 6 runs home in the inning for Georgetown as the Eagles lead it 11-0 in the bottom half of the 4th. And in for Lance Little now, coming in from right field, is Dalton Porter, the left-hander out there to pitch. You were saying a minute ago off air, Porter actually started earlier this season a little bit for Rouse.
Yeah, he started a few games for Rouse through district play. Had some success, and then just kind of started struggling, and so Coach Crimpine made the change and put Fisher Kingsbury as the regular Tuesday night starter.
Here's Cole Posey with runners at second and third, 2 down in the inning. He is the 11th man to come to the plate in this frame, and the pitch from Porter with the over-the-top delivery is downstairs for ball 1. It is an unusual angle to see a baseball come from if you're a batter. Here's the 1-0. High and away off the glove of Andrew Garcia. Coming in to score is Jeffrey David.
That's the Eagles. They're gonna make you pay for your mistakes.
12-0 your score now. Runner at third is Wyatt Childress on the pass ball. That pitching motion, it kind of reminds me of the old school pitching machines, actually. They kind of,
Right.
they scoop the ball and then they come over the top. 2-0. Fastball off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. Well, Lance Little gets 2/3 of an inning tonight. Trying to figure out his line here. Allowed a couple of hits. Actually, 3 hits. There's one off the plate for ball 4 to Cole Posey. Ty Tilson is due up next. But it will be a pinch hitter. Instead of Ty Tilson, Reese Grimes to the plate. Grimes, a senior, getting a chance
What that was?
to swing the bat.
Sounded like some fans in the stand were booing. Me and David are trying to figure out what they were booing about.
Don't know. It's a 1-0 count to Grimes. Lefty on lefty matchup here with runners at the corners. Throw back to first, and standing up is Cole Posey. So I just heard a not even out of the crowd, followed up by a close. I'm going to tell you why I'm proud of that in a second. On the throwback to first. As the 1-0 count on the way to Grimes. That's high and away for ball 2. Some friends and I used to attend college games back at Auburn and sat right above third base, and our job was basically to heckle the other team all weekend long. That's what we did. We were literally sponsored by the school to go do that, and we were told what our parameters were, what we could and couldn't do, and go have fun. Runners at the corners with 2 away. Throw back to first base. It is standing up as Grimes again. Well, one of my best friends in the world actually started that not even close chant, and it has now permeated itself throughout the South in college baseball for fans who have gone to our games at Auburn and gone back home and used it.
Well, there you go.
1-0. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, 1-1. I'll have to text him in between innings. He'll be proud.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that quite a bit.
Throw back to first, and in standing up one more time is Posey.
Porter not really even making that a true effort.
Pitch home from Posey, or Porter this time, and Grimes takes it upstairs. 2 balls and a strike.
Not even trying to make a true effort to throw anybody out at first. I think he's probably a little more concerned that he's changing his motion and doesn't want to get called for a ball, so he just snap throws over.
At this point, down 12-0, 2 outs in the inning. You just really want to find the third out wherever you can get it. Your best bet's probably at the plate. That time a throwback, though, again, and Posey's in there standing up. Deep breath from Porter. Set at the letters. 2-1 inside, spinning out of the way is Grimes. 3 balls and a strike. He's shaking his head at the home plate umpire.
Sometimes you find it uncomfortable when you're a pitcher, you're lefty, facing a lefty batter.
3-1 here. In the dirt, there's ball 4. The bases are loaded once again for Georgetown. Seventh walk of the inning allowed by Rouse pitching.
And seven runs have scored on 7 walks.
Here comes Jackson Siosin now. Siosin, RBI single to left his last time up and scored. That was earlier in this inning. Here's the pitch. High and away for ball 1. Siosin, the 13th batter of the inning for Georgetown. 1-0. Missed down low. 2 balls, no strikes. And Rouse is having a devil of a time finding that final out here in the inning.
They really are.
7 walks in the inning, 12 now in the game for Rouse, along with a couple of hit batsmen.
Little picks up 2 outs.
2-0 outside with, I don't know if that was an eephus pitch or a changeup, what that was supposed to be, but it's 3 ball, no strike count.
Well, Coach Foster opting to hold the runner.
Well, you're getting to the point in the game where you don't necessarily want to run the score up if you don't have to. And I imagine that's what you're seeing. 3-0 count to Siosin. Upstairs, there's ball 4. Credit Siosin with the RBI. His second one of the frame. Everybody else up 90 feet.
Like Raider pitching can't even buy a strike right now. It's been rough for him this inning.
Here's Noah Thompson now. Thompson with a 2-run triple to left center earlier in the inning. He has scored all 3 times he's been to the plate. 2 for 2 in the game. Single, a triple, and a walk. And there's a called strike to it. Oh, 1 count to Thompson. Swing and a miss. That was a big hack there.
Well, it was. He was swinging for the fences.
He took one of the biggest swings you will see. That was a nothing in 2. Base is still loaded. 2 down in the inning. 0-2 to Thompson. Fouled off into the screen. Count stays where it is.
Well, he took another good hack at that one.
I mean, you're up 13-0 right now. You might as well hack away and see what you can do, right?
He put 8 on the board in this inning alone.
Thompson stands ready again. Another 0-2. Breaking ball over his head. A ball and 2 strikes. Porter tried to come with a breaking ball and just lost control of it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to Thompson, and the 4th will mercifully come to an end for the Georgetown Eagles. But they put 8 runs on the board there, And I'll have to figure out the hits and the errors later on. 3 men were left on base. We go to the 5th. Rouse needs at least 4 runs to keep this one going. They trail at 13-0. This is high school baseball on SHN Sports.
Got another pitch.
Top of the 5th, last chance for Rouse as it's a 13-0 Georgetown lead. Rouse needs at least 4 runs to keep this one going. New hurler out there for the Eagles. It's Ryan Courtney as the senior right-hander takes the mound. No pressure, Mr. Courtney. You only got a no-hitter going through 4 innings, and this is likely the last frame. So make sure that you know what's going on. But
Well, Courtney's had a good season so far.
a chance at a abbreviated no-no for Georgetown. Only 2 batters have reached base for Rouse tonight. A hit batsman, Isaac Upchurch in the 2nd. And this man, Kane Adamas, drew a walk also in the 2nd inning. First pitch misses down low for ball 1. Jared Pierce, 1 inning of relief, no hits, all zeros across the board. For him, 3 flyouts in his 1 inning of work tonight for Georgetown. The 1-0 from Courtney. Missed upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Courtney set again. There's a called strike. 2-1 now to Kane Adamas. These 2 teams back at it again tomorrow night, 7 o'clock first pitch in Leander at Rouse High School. There's one missing off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ryan Courtney. Michael Francis will have the call for you tomorrow night. Next offering, upstairs, there's ball 4. So Adamas on the base pass for the 2nd time. He has drawn both walks issued by Georgetown pitching. And here's Hayden Asbury, who grounded into a fielder's choice 3-6 his first time. Of course, we're going to follow both of these teams through the playoffs, as that is a called strike, 0-1 here on SHN Sports. Then our summer hiatus is on the way, but some big things coming for football season, folks. If you follow our football broadcast here on SHN, not only Georgetown, but several other teams as well. Leander, Eastview, and 0-1 here, missed upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Austin ISD Thursday night games of the week. We got some big things coming this year, some positive moves forward for SHN, a more robust broadcast. Look forward to that. 1-1. Breaking ball hit in the air to right field and well. Back on it, Noah Thompson. He's got room. He'll make the catch on the run. 2nd time he has played shallow and tracked one down in right field. 1 down in the 5th.
That was a good smash. Off the bat of Asbury. Unfortunately, Kane Thomas He might have been able to tag up and get the second on that. But
Yeah, with Thompson going back with his momentum the other way. Tough luck for Rouse tonight. They've hit a few balls hard, but kind of either right at folks or a couple of really nice plays in the outfield by Georgetown. Thompson again playing real shallow and right. There's one taken outside for ball one to Andrew Garcia. He struck out swinging his only other time at the plate.
with runners on the corners to end the inning.
Yeah, the only runner to reach scoring position for Rouse was Isaac Upchurch back in the second. And that's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, Kane Adama standing over at first, just the third base runner tonight for Rouse. This one a swing and a miss. High fastball inside. A ball and 2 strikes now to Andrew Garcia. Robert Mount waits on deck. Right arm dangles for Ryan Courtney. Working from the stretch. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a tip foul off the mask. Wyatt Childress out to have a quick chat with Ryan Courtney. Now scampers back behind the plate. 13 runs on just 9 hits for Georgetown tonight. 1-2 here. Breaking ball missed inside. 2-2. All zeros for Rouse. And really the story of this ball game is just Rouse pitching and walks. 2-2 popped up out of play. Count stays where it is. We knew it had the potential to be that kind of a night because of the strategy by Coach Crampine to throw pitchers who weren't normally pitching getting out on the mound tonight.
He gave a lot of guys the opportunity to play tonight that don't regularly get to play. As he said, you know, they've worked hard all season long and they deserve a chance to get out here and play tonight, and that's what he wanted to do with tonight's game.
There's a 2-2 tap foul off the plate.
And tomorrow night you can expect to see Rouse playing their regular starters.
From the stretch, Courtney delivers. That's popped up again out of play. Good battle here for Andrew Garcia. He's fouled off a few pitches. Looking for Rouse's first hit of the night. That one grounded to the shortstop. Posey could be 2. He'll bobble the ball and drop it. And runners are at first and second now for Rouse. An error on the Georgetown shortstop.
But still, the no-hitter is intact.
Technically, that will go as a fielder's choice, E6. But you are correct. Still no hits on the board.
Left fielder, Robert Mount.
Robert Mount due up. Flew out to right his last time up, his only time up, I should say. And he takes a fastball down low. Georgetown Eagle fans not too happy with it.
Yeah, because he drove it out to deep right his first time up. Like Ethan Moore, courtesy running for the catcher.
1-0 grounded to the left side. Third baseman David Fields goes to second for 1. The relay throw, not in time, gets past the first baseman Siosin. Coming around to score is Kane Adamas, and the Raiders are on the board. It's 13-1. But still no hits.
No hitter is intact.
Still no hits. It will be a fielder's choice that moves Adamas to third. He was going to come home on the throwing error from the shortstop. Posey, his second error in the inning. Or it should be, excuse me, that's not the shortstop, the second baseman Wood who made that throw. Garcia out at second base on the 5-4. And the check swing there from Dalton Porter for strike 1. So 13-1. Rouse trails it by 12 here in the 5th. And now they are down to their final strike with 2 outs. A run on the board for the Raiders in this ball game, but no hits.
Yes, the one thing you can say, at least they put something other than a goose egg on the board.
0-2 grounded and snagged right back to the pitcher, Ryan Courtney. He's a fire to first, and that will end it. A no-hitter, 5 innings worth for Georgetown, but not an unblemished no-hitter, as they do give up a run here in the 5th inning of play. Georgetown wins it 13-1 tonight over Rouse. I'll give you a quick recap. There was a pretty quiet first inning for both teams, but Georgetown scored 2 runs in the 2nd inning, 3 runs in the 3rd, and then blew it open in the 4th with 8 runs, taking advantage of 7 walks in the 3rd inning of play. And really, that was the difference in this ball game, was the walks that were issued by Rouse pitching. Overall, if I'm not mistaken, and I got to make sure I'm right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 13 walks issued by Rouse pitching tonight in 4 innings.
Yeah, you can't ever expect to win when you give that many walks.
1 run, no hits, no errors for the Rouse Raiders tonight. They leave, let's see here, 3 men on the base paths. For Georgetown, 13 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and the Eagles will leave 3, 6, 7, 8 on the base paths this evening. The winning pitcher for Georgetown, it should be Jared Pierce. 1 inning in relief, all perfect inning for him. The losing pitcher will be Matt Garcia for the Rouse Raiders. These 2 teams back at it again tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Your first pitch will be having, we'll have every bit of the action right here on SHN Sports. Make sure you join us. Mr. Michael Francis will be on the call over in Leander as they will get back at it again tomorrow in the final game of the regular season for both teams before they will finish up and begin playoffs next week. We expect a little more competitive game tomorrow night as Rouse is expected to play some more of their regulars, including regular pitching.
Yes.
So really good, we think could be a playoff preview. Remember, if these 2 teams make it through the first 2 rounds, they would meet in round 3 of the 5A playoffs. Both teams district champions, undefeated in their districts. Rouse winning 17-5A and Georgetown 18-5A. For Michael Francis, my cohort on the mic tonight, Dave England over there producing for us, and for Miki Holden down on the camera, this is Brad Tillery saying good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on SHN Sports. And one final time, your score, the Georgetown Eagles take it to Rouse 13-1 this evening here in Georgetown, Texas. Talk to you tomorrow night. Take care, everybody.